Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my peeps wherever you are in the world. This is your boy X-Man 1991 signing on. Happy Easter. And even though I don't smoke, happy 420 to all the smokers out there. Today, I'm going to reveal a redo of my top 15 rappers of all time. This is a redo of my list of my favorite rappers that I did back in 2023. Well, I made the list a long time ago. I'm just redoing this video because the one that I did back in 2023, I pretty much deleted it and I decided to redo the list a little bit. My top 15 rappers list is pretty much the same, except I got somebody else at number 6, and you'll find out who it is as we go on with the list. But before I do that, let me read y'all the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions on my top 15 rappers goes to T.I., Jay-Z, Andre 3000, and Big Boy, Jadakiss, Sheek Louch, Styles P, MC Lyte, Benny Jean 94's birthday twin, Fat Joe, Queen Latifah, Scarface, Keith Murray, X to the Z Exhibit, AZ, Master Ace, DMX, Snoop, Slick Rick, 50 Cent, Bun B, Pimp C, Lil Keke, Ludacris, Kendrick, J. Cole, Lupe Fiasco, Ice-T, Coogee Rap, Lil Kim, Missy Elliott, Spice One, Dana Dane, EPMD. Shout out to Mason Cam and their podcast, It Is What It Is, and Razcast. I will show y'all the actual list at the end of the video. But let's get right into it. A redo of my top 15 rappers. Number 15, Busta Rhymes. Most people don't even put Busta in their top 20 or top 25. I put him in my top 15. Now, Busta Rhymes, back when he was in his prime, if you want to go listen to some Busta, listen to his old stuff. Back when he was with Leaders of the New School, back when he was with the Flip Mode Squad. Those were the good days of Busta, where he used to put energy into his music. Him and Missy Elliott used to make hip hop fun with their music videos. Especially my favorite song by Busta, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See. And the beat is one of the nastiest beats I've ever heard. That was some African shit. Busta was killing it even after the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. And he had his own style with his dreads. His dreads were definitely his trademark. That's what I like about Busta. He definitely had his own style. But as of this moment, I don't give a damn that much about Busta Rhymes right now. But back then, I loved Busta Rhymes. But now, not so much. But he's still a legend regardless. His first 6 albums were good. When Disaster Strikes is my favorite album by Busta. That was released on my dad's birthday in 97. Along with Usher, My Way. John B released an album on my dad's birthday in 97, and Mariah Carey. Even The Big Bang was a good album. I haven't touched any Busta album past The Big Bang. But yeah, he's still a legend regardless, but I'm not going to put him any higher than 15. Number 14, Raekwon. My second favorite member of Wu-Tang. He was one of the 3 members of Wu-Tang to release a solo album in 1995. Him, ODB, and GZA. After Method Man released his first solo album. Everyone had the Purple Tape banging in the summer of 95. Heaven and Hell, Ice Cream, Incarcerated Scarfaces, Verbal Intercourse, and Criminology. Heaven and Hell with Ghostface Killah, I love that song by Raekwon. That's one song that people don't really talk about. And besides that, Ray also made 2 appearances on Mobb Deep's songs off of the Infamous album, Eye for an Eye and Right Back at You. Him and Ghostface definitely make a great duo. They should definitely make an album together. No wonder they did a versus together in 2020. I believe Ray and Ghost definitely needs to make an album together. What y'all think? I think that would be great. Immobilarity has to be Ray's most underrated album that doesn't get talked about. But yeah, Raekwon is my number 14. Number 13, METHOD Man, Method Man. My favorite member and the most successful member of Wu-Tang, and the first member of Wu-Tang to release a solo album, a year after Into the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers came out. Out of all the Tikals that he made, Tikal 2000 Judgment Day is my favorite. And to me, that's the best Tikal album that he made. Tikal is still a classic. Tikal Zero, the prequel, it was okay, but it was also a disappointment. He did make a comeback when 421 the day after came out in 2006. Besides being a member of Wu-Tang, he's also known for collaborating with Redman. They both released 2 albums together, Blackout and Blackout 2. But yeah, Meth is my favorite member of Wu-Tang because he was the first member of that group to release a solo album. I know GZA's debut album released in 1991, but as a member of Wu-Tang, Meth was the first member of that group to release a solo album. My favorite songs by Meth has to be Bring the Pain, What's Happening with Busta Rhymes, Rodeo with Luda, Breakups to Make Us with D'Angelo, You with Redman, which is my sister's favorite song off the Blackout album, and of course the Rockwilder. But yeah, big ups to Meth, he's my number 13. Number 12, LL Cool J. I know a lot of people say that LL is crowned to be the GOAT. Well, not necessarily. I wouldn't say he's the GOAT, but he's one of the GOATs. This man, he made songs like Mama Said Knock You Out, I Shot Ya, The Booming System, 4321, The Ripper Strikes Back, Jack the Ripper, Jingling Baby, I'm Bad, I Can't Live Without My Radio. I could go on. I could go on and on of all the songs that LL made. But the one thing I like about LL is he went up against Cannabis and Kool Moe Dee. He went against those niggas and started dissing the hell out of them. The beef between him and Cannabis is one of the most underrated beefs of all time. Even though Cannabis won that beef, I definitely like that beef. They were going back and forth at each other, punchlines and everything. Is Cannabis killed LL in that second round knockout. And of course, in The Ripper Strikes Back, LL made fun of Cannabis' name, Can I Bust? Can I should definitely go listen to those diss tracks after I'm done with this video or after I'm done with my Attitude Era video. But yeah, man, LL is definitely one of the greatest. Definitely. Number 11. This rapper just celebrated his birthday 3 days ago. Redman. One of the most funniest and most underrated rappers I've ever heard in my life. Redman's best album, without a doubt, is Muddy Waters. And congrats to Funk Doc, he just released Muddy Waters 2 on Christmas Eve. But my favorite album by Funk Doc is Doc's the Name 2000, with my favorite song, I'll Be That. He has also other songs that are my favorites, like Time for Some Action, Whatever Man, Tonight's the Night, The Goodness with Busta Rhymes, Smash Something, Let's Get Dirty, and of course the songs that he did with Method Man. Redman has to be one of the most underrated rappers, top 3 or top 5 most underrated rappers. I mean, some rappers got influenced by Redman, such as Eminem and Ludacris. Redman, he definitely deserves his flowers. I'm glad he was able to see 55 this year. That's how old he is now. It's hard to believe that he is now 55 years old. Raekwon is 55 years old too. So happy belated birthday to Funk Doc. Number 10, Coolio. I know I'm going to get controversial in the comments saying, wait, Coolio is in your top 10? Coolio's a top 10 rapper? Yeah, he could be in anybody's best rappers list. Why they don't ever put Coolio on their list of the best rappers, I don't know. I know one YouTuber did put Coolio in their top 10. He's definitely in my list for sure. Coolio is known for hit songs like Gangsta's Paradise, Fantastic Voyage, Too Hot, It's All the Way Live, 1, 2, 3, 4, Something New, See You When You Get There. He also is known for performing the Kenan and Kel theme song, Ah, Here It Goes. His first two albums were successful, It Takes a Thief and Gangsta's Paradise. My Soul wasn't as successful as his first two albums, which is why he was dropped from Tommy Boy Records. And between 2001 and 2009, he released albums independently. I do like his sixth album, The Return of the Gangsta, with that song Gangsta Walk with Snoop. Gangsta's Paradise has to be my favorite Coolio album, and is turning 30 years old the same day GZA's Liquid Swords. And also, Coolio was rocking the crazy braids back in the 90s. But he still had a little piece of the braids left when he was alive. I'm like, Coolio, this isn't the 90s anymore. You still rocking those little ass braids that you used to rock back in the 90s? I'm surprised they were still able to hold on to his head, but look at pictures of him with those little braids before he passed. He kind of looks like a reindeer. I'm not saying that to disrespect him, but he should have chopped those braids off. I'm like, he was still able to hold on to them. But yeah, I don't care what anybody say. I put Coolio on my list of best rappers. And this is the first deceased rapper that I have on this list. Coolio, continue to rest in peace. And 2 months before he died, the music video Gangsta's Paradise made 1 billion views on YouTube. That's what's up. Rest in peace to Coolio. Number 9, straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucking name Ice Cube, from the gang called Niggas with Attitude. The best member of NWA, and my favorite member of that group. Since leaving NWA, Ice Cube's been having a successful solo career. And he dissed the shit out of NWA with No Vaseline, which is a top 3 diss track of all time. Besides No Vaseline, he also made songs like Steady Mobbin'. My favorite of his, It Was a Good Day. Check Yourself, Once Upon a Time in the Projects, You Can Do It, We Be Clubbin', Why We Thugs, Chrome and Paint. That song, Go to Church with Lil Jon and Snoop Dogg. And he also came up with the group The West Side Connection with Mack 10 and Dub C. And that group only released 2 albums in 1996 and 2003. Since that group broke up, Dub C and Ice Cube continued touring together, and they continued collaborating with each other. He's also on the Mount Westmore group with Snoop, E40, and Too Short. So if I'm not mistaken, Cube is the first Gemini rapper I have on this list. I'm a Gemini myself. I have 3 Gemini rappers on this list, and Ice Cube is one of them. He's definitely in my top 5 Gemini rappers, but rappers in general, he's definitely in my top 10. Number 8, Big Pun. I definitely like Big Pun. Big Pun played no games. He has every right to be called the Hispanic version of the notorious B.I.G. because they're both big guys and they have the same first name. He was the first Latino rapper to go platinum with Capital Punishment. And he wasn't fat, he was just full of lyrics. It's a damn shame that he left us way too soon at an early age at 28 years old because of he was suffering from obesity. Which is why his second album wasn't as hardcore as his first one. That come to show you guys out there, y'all need to stay in shape. Don't be out of shape or you'll end up like Big Pun. But yeah, Big Pun, if he didn't die way too soon, if he would have, focused on his losing all that weight, he would have been in my top 5, but he's in my top 8, so I can't put him higher than 8. Rest in peace to Big Pun. Same with this rapper, number 7, Big L. This nigga was the shit. He died before he was able to reach his prime. If Big L also wasn't taken out too early, he would have also been in my top 5, but I can't put him higher than number 7. His first album, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, was a banger. And he's known for his punchlines, which is why they call him the Punchline King. And it's been 30 years since he and Jay-Z did a freestyle together. We all know Big L killed it. Jay-Z's freestyle was alright, but it couldn't be he's not on the same level as Big L when it comes to freestyling. Big L was also part of 2 legendary groups, the DITC, with OC, Lord Finesse, Buck Wild, Fat Joe, Showbiz and AG, and Diamond D. And Children of the Corn with Cam, Mace, Bloodshed, Herb McGruff, and Six Figure Digger. But yeah, Big L, he's the most underrated rapper of all time next to AZ. But if he wasn't taken out too early, I would have put him higher than 7. But sadly, I can't. Big L. Oh, this is the second Gemini rapper I have on here. Big L is a Gemini too. So I have 4 Gemini rappers on this list. Ice Cube, Big L, and I think y'all know the last 2. So Big L, continue to rest in peace. Number 6, KRS-One. KRS-One is known for being part of the group Boogie Down Productions with D-Nice and DJ Scott LaRock. That group was just getting started, and then DJ Scott LaRock was taken away from us. But since his death, KRS made a great career out of himself solo-wise. If there's anyone that will keep the spirits of hip-hop alive, no matter who it is, it'll definitely be KRS-One. Or if anybody come up to me and ask me, who should I talk to if I want to know about the history of hip-hop, I would send them to KRS-One because he was born and raised in the hip-hop. He meant to do this. They don't call him hip-hop's authentic teacher for nothing. But yeah, KRS, he's definitely a top 10 rapper. I think people have lost their minds if they don't have KRS-One in their top 10. But yeah, KRS, he's great. Step Into a World is my favorite solo song by him. And that song Hip Hop Lives off the NBA Live 2008 soundtrack. And of course, MCs Act Like They Don't Know. But yeah, you gotta put KRS-One in your top 10. He's in my top 10 for sure. Now it's time for my top five. Prodigy from the infamous Mobb Deep. I definitely like Prodigy because he was the more lyrical member of Mobb Deep. I mean, Havoc got bars, but I look up to him more as a producer. Havoc is the best member of Mobb Deep when it comes to making beats, and Prodigy is the best member when it comes to lyrics. He was also the first member of Mobb Deep to release a solo album after the first four Mobb Deep albums. H&IC is one of the best albums of the year 2000. Soon to be birthday girl T-Boz was supposed to be featured on the song by Prodigy, You Can Never Feel My Pain, since they both have sickle cell, but the label that TLC was signed to didn't allow her to do that. But that would have been cool hearing Prodigy and T-Boz make a song together about their battle with sickle cell. But yeah, man, I definitely had to put Prodigy in my top five because honestly, he's my favorite member of Mobb Deep. I like Havoc because he's a Gemini, but Prodigy is my favorite out of the two. Rest in peace to Bandana P. Number four. This is the third Gemini rapper I have on this list. The Notorious B.I.G. The reason why I do not have Biggie in my top three because he only released two albums, and his second album was released 16 days after he was killed. And he didn't have a longevity, but he was still influential. He paved the way for a lot of rappers to not write lyrics down, like Drake, Lil Wayne, hell, even Jay-Z, even though Jay-Z stole most of his lyrics. And if you ask me who do I think is better between Tupac and Biggie, Biggie is better when it comes to lyrics, but as far as impact goes, Tupac is better. Biggie made a lot of good songs like Unbelievable, Hypnotize, Juicy, which is my favorite song by him because of that one line. Damn right, I like the life I live because I went from negative to positive. That line inspired me to go from being negative to being positive. Big Papa, One More Chance, Kick in the Door, 10 Crack Commandments, um, that song with Robert Kelly, Fuck You Tonight, Last Day with the Locks, More Money, More Problems, Party and Bullshit. There's a lot of songs that I like from Biggie. But yeah, if he wasn't taken out too early as well, I would have put him higher. If he would have released more albums, I would have put him higher. But I think number four is a fair spot for me to put Biggie. And we can't forget, he made a guest appearance on my favorite episode of Martin, which will be 30 years old in September. I know Biggie and the cast of Martin had fun making that episode as much as we did watching it. Rest in peace, Big. Number three, Nas. Nas is definitely one of those rappers that you can make an argument that you can certify him as the GOAT. You could put Nas anywhere in your top three. I don't mind if people put him at number one, and I won't be mad. You could put him at number three, number two, or number one, as long as he's in your top three. One of the greatest lyricists of all time, one of the greatest MCs of all time. He made some of the best albums of all time. In my opinion, It Was Written is his best album, even though Illmatic is a masterpiece. Stillmatic is my favorite Nas album because he ate the shit out of Jay-Z in that song Ether. Out of all the King's Disease albums that he made, I gotta say King Disease 2 was the best one. Even though all the King's Disease go hard, King Disease 2 was the best. He also released three Magic albums. The third Magic album was released on his 50th birthday in 2023. Nas is definitely a top three rapper. There's a lot of songs I like from Nas. Made You Look, Ether, Got Yourself a Gun, New York State of Mind, Life's a Bitch, The World is Yours, It Ain't Hard to Tell, If I Rule the World, Imagine That, Street Dreams, Nas is Like, Kissing, You Owe Me, I Can, Just a Moment, Hip Hop is Dead. It's a lot of Nas songs that I like. My two least favorite Nas albums are Nostradamus. I feel like that album is a disappointment. But there's a lot of good songs like Family with Mobb Deep and of course You Owe Me with Genuine. And my second least favorite Nas album is Untitled, which was supposed to be called Nigga, but due to the controversy of the album title, he changed it to Untitled. There's only like two songs I like from that album, but it's not one of my favorite albums by Nas. I could go on and on about Nas, but like I said, as long as he's in your top three, your best rappers list is valid. My number two best rapper of all time, Rakim, the God MC. He made a lot of good songs and albums with Eric B back in the 80s and the early 90s. I don't know why him and Eric B broke up. I mean, even though him and Eric B broke up, it didn't really kill his career. Even as a solo artist, he's still good. But yeah, him and Eric B are my number one hip hop duo. They made songs like Paid in Full, Don't Sweat the Technique, I Ain't No Joke, Eric B is President, Follow the Leader, Microphone Fiend. And my favorite solo Rakim songs are When I Be on the Mic and Guess Who's Back. And congrats to Rakim, he released his fourth solo album last year and first solo album in 15 years. Chino XL recorded his last verse on that album before he committed suicide. But yeah, Rakim is my number two. I was going to put Nas at number two when I redid the list, but I decided to keep Rakim at two and keep Nas at three. And of course, you all know who my number one is. The last Gemini rapper I have on this list, Tupac. Come on, it's no surprise. Y'all knew Pac was going to be my number one. If Tupac was still alive, I think hip hop would be a little bit better than what it is right now. Tupac is definitely the most influential rapper. He wasn't on everybody's songs, but he was on a lot of songs to put other artists on there. He was making that paper back in the 90s. If he was still around, he'd probably be a billionaire by now. He would have come out with his own company. I'm sure he came out with his own record label before his death. And he would have been a big ass producer if he was still alive. And he was the first rapper to release two number one platinum albums the same year. Tupac started his career as a member of Digital Underground before he went solo. Tupac made a lot of good songs like Keep Your Head Up, Brenda's Got a Baby, Trapped, I Get Around, So Many Tears, Temptations, Hail Mary, Toss It Up, To Live and Die in LA, Me Against the World, two of America's Most Wanted, Hit 'Em Up, Bomb First, Against All Odds. and my favorite Tupac song of all time, Dear Mama. That is the perfect song to be played on Mother's Day. Tupac can talk about anything. He can talk about hanging out with his people. He could talk about how much he loved his mama. May she rest in peace. He could talk about women having abortions, his experience with jail. Tupac can talk about anything. I think he was the first rapper to mention his birthday. If not, it's probably Willie D of the Ghetto Boys. But Tupac is my number one GOAT rapper. Always has been and always will be. Tupac, continue to rest in peace. And that's going to do it for my top 15 rappers list. And here is the list. To me, I would say it's a decent list. I wouldn't say it's all perfect, but it's a decent list. Y'all best rappers list may be better than mine. If I had to rate my own top 15 rappers list, I would rank it a 7.5 out of 10. Because I know a lot of people may have their own lists. Hell, I see somebody put Lil Wayne, Eminem, and Jay-Z in their top 5 of all time. Is their opinion. You can like whoever you want to like. I don't have to like who you like unless it's a good rapper. I mean, hey, it's whatever. That's going to do it for a redo of my top 15 rappers of all time. What do you guys think about my list? If you are here, hit the notification bell for my next video. Subscribe. Like this shit. Comment if you want to. What do you got to lose? So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. This is X-Man 1991. Signing off. You guys take it easy out there. Y'all be safe. Holla at your boy. The next two lists I will review since the NBA playoffs is here. My top 10 NBA players of the 2000s and my top 10 female superstars of the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era. But I'll be back later to reminisce 25 years of, let me see. Chris Jericho versus The Rock in a Lumberjack match from the 4/20/2000 edition of SmackDown. Until then, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.